Hello, it's T with Teaquilts, and today is Saturday, October 4th, 2025, and we're here for live sew-in chat. And we will give people a few minutes to get notifications. I did not schedule the chat earlier. In all honesty, I wasn't sure if I was even going to do a chat today. It's been a long week. Had a lot of different things going on this week, so I'm here. I don't have any cutting done that I was intending to do. I'll talk about that a little bit later, maybe. But I can square up this last wallet, and I can sew the two pieces of my happy place together. So maybe I'll do that. We'll shoot for those two things, and then we'll figure out what to do after that. So in the chat tonight, we have Sue GSD. She says, ladies and gentlemen of Teaquilts, 283 days until a retreat and reunion of the decade. Teaquilters from the East to the West Coast will be in attendance. Will you? So let's see. This is going to be the 5th Teaquilts retreat in 2026. We had to skip one. It would have been number 6, but we had to skip 2020. And I'm looking forward to it. Remo JS is here, also reminding you all to hit the thumbs up, show your love and support. Follow and you will not be disappointed. We are a community to show love and respect for each other. Thumbs up to the educator. Also, I'm live here Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time, normally with a sew-in chat. And then on Wednesdays, I'm also live 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for 1 hour, where we just mostly do a live chat. It could be birthday shout-outs. It could be fabric hauls. It could be anything. Anytime you have questions, you're more than welcome to put them into the chat. If I can help you or the chat can help you, that would be great. Yeah, also, I'm on Facebook, Teaquilts LLC. When you join the group over on Facebook, make sure that you answer the 4 questions in order to gain admission. Otherwise, it will be denied. If you don't see the 4 questions, just go out of the group once you request to join. Go back in, and it'll show you the questions at that time. Sometimes Facebook doesn't show it the first time. Hi, Janice Miller. Welcome to the chat. Betsy Layton. Welcome to the chat. Dee Branson. Diane McCoy. Suzette Peterkin Denton. Sharon Lewis, Holly Duvall, and saying her rent is paid. That means she has hit that thumbs up button. Have you? If not, go over and hit the thumbs up button for me, please. I would really, really appreciate it. Claudette Hall, Francis Jackson, Carol Williams, Carissa Reniger, Quilt Gal, Minnie Dula, Silverita James, Marie Quarterman. My fan is on low. That's not going to work. Lana Dean. Paula S. says she received her Maryland pattern. That's awesome. Okay, it was on low. That really wasn't going to work. Vivian Calvey. We may have to put it on medium, but for right now, we're going to put it on high. Michelle the Quilter is here. Helena Marie Carter, Clovis Gardner, Lana saying she's looking tonight on the, watching on the bedroom TV. Shelly S5 is here. Sue says, I finally had an opportunity to read my book. The quality is astounding. Thank you for bringing this to us. Thinking of books. I did get out the next 7 or 8 books. I can't remember what the number was. They were mailed, I don't know, Thursday, because I mailed some on Wednesday. So they must have been mailed Thursday. And remember, I had my car in the shop and the books were in my car because I had so many books that the box was heavy. So I was bringing them in so many at a time. And I think I had brought in 25 books or something, and so now I'm working on the next set of 25 books. But I have not had a chance since Thursday to get any books autographed and in the mail. And I'll talk about my week once I get through the shout outs, because I'm not like in any hurry to start sewing or do anything, because I'm just not. It just is what it is. So let me go back and read. The chat is skipped on me. Okay, we don't want that. It took me all the way to the bottom because I went in, it gave me a commercial, or went into a commercial or ad or something. Let's see. I gotta get back to where I was. I think I said Maria Quarterman. I remember saying that. So we're going to start with Paula S. is in the chat. Just to make sure I said that one. Vivian Calvi is in the chat. Linda Denton. Helena Marie Carter. Clovis Gardner. So I remember reading all of those, because now I'm looking at Lana saying she's looking at it on the TV. I keep getting pop-up streams, and I'm trying not to put anybody in timeout. Shelly S5 is here. Welcome to the chat. Sue says, I finally had an opportunity. Oh, I read that. That's where it went crazy. That was the last one. I just couldn't find it, guys. It's so many comments on here. And let's see. Jacqueline Mason's in the chat. But I will be getting more books out. I do plan tomorrow to sit down and autograph some books so that I can get some ready for the mail on Monday. The ones that I said had envelopes that I had written on, I haven't done those. It's about 5 to 7 people. So I will be getting those out first. I brought in 10 because I still got 25 in my car. I brought in 10 today so I can start with those. And I'm trying not to bring in more than I can handle at one time, because I don't want them sitting around, number one, and number two, I don't want it to stress me out. Just had some of my hair come out. My hair, like shed hair, since if you don't know, I'm locking my hair now. And so you have shed hairs that don't get combed out. But my shed hairs, they just, because it's gray, they just get unruly sometimes. And they just come on out the whole lock, okay? It's only been about 3 months, exactly 3 months. So they're still doing what they want to do until they get really, really locked. So I'm trying to get to 6 months to decide if I want to keep going or cut my hair. So that's the decisions I have. That was a little side piece since I just pulled hair out of my head. Let's see, Deborah Holloway is here. I was finna say Hammond. Deborah Holloway is here. Let's see. She's out of Chicago. Joyce Sterling's here. Welcome back, Joyce. T. Nunye Edwards is here. Claudette Hall is talking to somebody else. Ray Mahone is here. Bonita Nance is here. Michelle, I know for a fact that your book's probably gonna go out Monday, because if I'm not mistaken, I saw your name. Your name's on the first envelope in the stack that I had. Like you paid early, and then I made the envelopes. I went in order of people that had ordered them. So I remember when I was trying to do the first 25, you were in that, but then I ended up giving books to my Quill Guild, because since the documentary has been shown, the pre-documentary has been shown, not the entire, the trailer. people here were starting to buy books at those events, and so because she had books, and so yeah, I had to. Those people were wanting their books, so they were all looking at me right in my face. So I sat down and got their books out. So that's why those didn't go, and some of them would have been in order anyway. But yeah, but yours will be mailed on Monday. You all, If you're signed up, I think with stamps.com, they should be sending you tracking information. I don't know. I haven't even read the book because I haven't even had time. That's really sad. I haven't even read. I know what I submitted, but I don't know if I had any editing things that needed to be done. So I know what I submitted, but I haven't even read my own, and that is so sad. But I'm trying to get people books out as well. Thomasina is in here. Jester Creative Space. Feel like I haven't been here in ages. Can't even stay long. Ugh. Yeah, life takes priority sometimes. Sheila Willis is here. And let's see. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now. Linda, the Irish Cell Lady, is here. Hi, everyone in chat. Good news. I got my long arm set up and running. Still waiting on a part to run better, but she's working. So congratulations on your long arm. That is really, really awesome. I could wait because I ordered mine in August and told them not to bring it to January. But you know, the whole thought process of having a long arm, I really didn't want to wait, but I knew I wanted to make sure that my area was right for it before it came. So that's pretty cool. So since Wednesday, my car was taken to the shop on Wednesday. Thought I was getting my car back from the shop on Wednesday. That did not happen. Nor did I get my car back on Thursday. And I was having some communication issues and disagreements with the service tech, your service advisor, I guess that's what they call them. And you know what? And I had decided, because I was so mad at them on Wednesday with the fact that nobody told me that it could be possibly my car could be in there the remainder of the week. So I was really upset, and I was arguing back and forth. So when Thursday came, since I didn't have my car, I had an appointment, and I had to take my husband's car, and that's a whole nother issue. It was so many things that I needed instructions for. It was hilarious. And so I did get to my Thursday appointments, and then Friday I ended up watching Jersey because her and her mom moved. And then today, so that was Friday, so I watched Jersey all day. So you're not getting anything done with her because Jersey just follows you everywhere you go. It's just not gonna happen. And then today I had I should have read that. I donated some pillowcases to a senior organization, and then about a few weeks later I got a free ticket to a fashion show today at the mall. And I had never really been to a real a formal setup fashion show with a a store. It was not like model, but they did a really good job. It was with Macy's. Macy's co-partner with them, which I was really happy about. And we were at the mall at 8 o'clock. Well, it started at 8. They opened the doors at 7:30 for us. The mall wasn't open, and they had a whole presentation fashion show. It was really nice. And I was glad because I didn't get as much sleep last night because y'all know I'm normally up all night. It's hard for me to sleep at nighttime. And but it was worth getting up for. And then after that, I ended up helping my daughter move some more. Me and my husband and two of her friends all took carloads of stuff, that mostly like clothes and clothes. So my daughter has a lot of clothes, so she's got a pretty decent closet, or closets, shall I say. So she's just going to have to figure out how to organize it and get everything in there. And then she's going to have to determine what she's going to keep, sell, donate, or trash. She got a lot of clothes. Okay. So I've been busy. I'm tired. I'm so tired that I was sitting there, and there was a live was not scheduled early because I was to the point where I was thinking that I am not going to do a live, but I'll come on here today. I'll see how long I last. And we'll just go from there. So if I sew, it's fantastic. If I don't, it's fantastic. It's been a long day. But anyway, I got my car back yesterday. They ended up, they got a new thing. It's not just because of what happened, but I have never used the service where they bring you your car. They'll have two workers, they're like the people that aren't mechanics. They're like, they wash your car, things like that. So apparently they pull your car in and out for the mechanics. They do things like that. I don't know what you call them. It's like a car porter or something, or they're not really a valet, but I guess you could call them a valet if you want. But they bring the car in and out. They might wash your car. But now they're bringing cars, and I saw the sign when I was there, but that guy did not want me to come into that shop. So he hurried up and said, we'll bring you your car. Because I was telling them, he was saying, you can come pick up your car. It should be ready afternoon. Well, I wasn't just going to go. And I go, well, I can't pick it up because I had Jersey and I needed a car seat. And he go, oh, we'll bring it to you, Miss Mahone. Now he being, extra special nice. Because I had given him on Wednesday, I had given him a few choice words. I was very professional with him, but he knew what was on my mind. On Thursday, he was kind of pissed at me. So he was telling me these overinflated prices of what my car was going to be. And I didn't say anything. I just said, okay. Because number one, they have your car. Number two, I had already decided when I woke up Thursday that I wasn't going to be in a bad mood that day. And plus, I had a hair appointment. I got one text while I was at the hair place, so I still didn't get a text about my car until afternoon. So my car had been sitting on like a day and a half before I even got an update from him. Otherwise, I would have had no updates if I had not contacted him. And so he was a little upset. So he was telling me, he had given me a quote that I needed to approve that was almost in the $1,500 range for something that should be in the $800 range. But I didn't say anything. I just said, okay. You can take the okay as its approval. You can take the okay and I'm just okaying what you're saying. But nothing was okay. I think by the time I got through okaying him all day on Thursday, and then Friday communications, because he was sending text messages because he didn't want to talk on the phone. That was another issue. And I found out later why, but he should have stated all of that advance. Although I don't really have to know your medical history, but he could have told me that there's a medical reason why I need to text you for your updates. If he had said something like that, I probably would have understood. But anyway, I think he started to get what the okays meant. So when he sent me on Friday morning, Friday afternoon, whenever I got that text, wanting me to approve the work ticket was correct. And so I went ahead and approved the work. Because I told him, I said, I approved it, but all I see is, you know, the amount that it should have been. I put that in my text message back to him. And he didn't say, yeah, that's it or nothing. He finally put in the correct numbers because he was trying to have me pay the dealership $1,500. Now, I would have gone and picked up my car. I would have paid the $1,500. And then I would have started asking for every manager in each department until I got to the operating manager. And then I would have discussed my concerns. And if nothing had changed, I was then going to call. I buy Fords. I know I've been in Fords for 30 plus years, and I was going to let Ford know about it. And then I was going to probably get rid of my car because I'm not dealing with that dealership anymore, and it's the closest one to my house. The other one closed. And then I was going to possibly buy me a different car because I wasn't going to put up with it. Yeah, but he straightened up, ended up taking off $210 off my bill that should have been $800 and something. I ended up paying five something, slightly under $600, which is what I was kind of expecting to pay in the first place. Okay, yeah. So I didn't have to ask for the discounts that I normally ask for. That's the other thing. When you go to this dealership, always ask for some kind of a discount. Don't let them just tell you what it costs to fix your car. Ask if they can go ask their sales manager if you can get a 10% or a 15% discount or something. You'd be surprised. I've gotten $250 tires for free. Okay, I'm just letting you know. But yeah, I think he must have gone back and started looking in my history and started realizing that I was just okaying to be okaying. I was not finna argue with him anymore. I was done arguing with him. And I was just going to start going up the chain. And then if nobody was there Friday, because he told me Wednesday that nobody was there in the, when it was close to time for them to close. I said, okay. Because if I would have had to go up there Monday and sit up there in the, like I'm about to buy a car, I would have been sitting up in there doing whatever I needed to do. Because I would make time. So, yeah, it's just been rough, okay? It's been just weird. Hi, Gloria Hawkins, welcome to the chat. Also, Wanda Jamerson, welcome to the chat. Kim R. A lot of people came in while I was talking. Sue says she's waiting for her husband's anniversary present. Monday, it was in St. Louis, expected to be delivered that afternoon. Now it's in Minneapolis. I hate when that happens. That is so crazy. Remo is reminding you guys to hit the thumbs up button, so I really appreciate that. Thank you, ma'am. And I think I got all the chats read. So, yeah. My horn does work. That's what's wrong with my car, is that a horn does not work. I have never, in all my years of driving, since, what year did I start driving? 65. 71. So 71, since 1971, I have been driving. I had cars. I can't remember right now how many cars. I know I had 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think 10 cars. And I have never had a horn go out. And apparently, I started doing my research because the first thing you do when your horn isn't working is you check the fuse. So then I did that. And so then I started Googling, and they showed me how to check the horn itself that's up in the front of the car. Was able to do that on my own. I didn't even have to get my husband for that part. So the fuse wasn't blown. The horn up at the front, it blew, so it wasn't that. And then there was a way to check your fuse too to see if it was blown. So had that. All that from the internet. The next part of the internet had me on the inside of the car, taking the center console apart, going all up underneath, pulling out wires all connected, taking the battery off, which I know how to do, but you have to take the battery off anytime you're dealing with these newer cars with the airbags, because if you don't, it'll set off your airbag. And I definitely didn't want that thing going in my face. So I decided I was not doing that. So that's when I made the appointment to take it in. But at least the horn works. I don't have any other lights currently on. Today was my first day driving it, because when they dropped it off, again, I was babysitting Jersey. They dropped it off. It was about, I don't know, 3 o'clock or something like that. And I didn't go anywhere. I don't tend to go anywhere in the evening hours because of the driving. They drive really crazy here. Rush hour traffic trying to get home. So I didn't do any of that. Hi, Cynthia Shade. So today was my first day driving. So yeah. These, I have not done this. I got some water in this iron already. I didn't know that. So these are the 2 wallets that I kept, because I want one cardinal for myself, because I'm a cardinal. So I just kept one. When I got to setting these things up, I decided not to finish the ones that I was keeping for myself, because it wasn't necessary. So I'm just taking this interfacing off to make it a little thinner. Because it's a lot of layers. And part of it is my fault, because I added extra layers because I wanted it to be nice. So yeah. So let's start with this. I'm going to just use the first cutter I see. And yeah. So I'm going to trim this down. Short sides first. Uh-oh, gotta take this tape off. So, I've had a long week. I'm really tired. I was moving stuff today with my daughter, so whoops. It's so thick on certain parts of it. So I'm tired. I don't want to do a thing. Tomorrow I will sit in bed. I'm going to prop my little self in bed, and I am going to, oops, we actually want a 1/2 inch here. And then because of the opening, and then I will autograph some of those books, because that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't even know if I'm going to get out of my pajamas. That was a lot of layers. Just rounding the corners so I don't have to cut into them. Okay. All right. I think I took my other mat out of here. Is this one, did I cut this one? It's a small one. well, it's not small enough to fit, but it's smaller. So yeah, let's see who else has come in while I've been trimming, because I can't trim and look. Linda Williams, welcome to the chat. Said her rent is paid. Thank you so much. I'm gonna see if I can take this out too, just to see if it's less bulk. This cutaway that's on this side, because it's got batting on here anyway. I don't think I did this on any other ones, but I can test it on mine, that's for sure. Just to get rid of some of this stuff. I just take my wallet and put it straight in my pocket, so it does do some rubbing, but I don't think we'll be missing one layer of cutaway that's sitting right next to batting. But I don't normally take this time to do this when I'm doing, especially doing them in bulk. Most times I'm making this wallet, I'm doing them in bulk. So yeah, but let's try it on this one. I did not take it out of that one, I don't think. Let's see who else has come in. Zandra Odom, welcome. Jester says, I took my car in for an oil change and waited in the lobby. The service advisors decided to text me about it. I was maybe 20 to 25 feet from him. I could see him through the window. I didn't even answer. Right. Now, I've always had, when I go in what they call quick lane, the guy I wait for that, because I'm not going to just drop my car off and then go through the process of getting back up there and all of that. And they will, like, I'm further away. I had a dealership that was like really in my neighborhood and they closed. And so this one's a little bit further away, and I'm trying not to like inconvenience people from picking me up, dropping me off and all that type of stuff. So when I just go get oil changes, tire rotations, things like that, I wait. I just take a book, or, you know, take something to do. And then I just go make myself at home in the break room. They have the drinks for you already. They even have ice cream here, popcorn. So, like, you know, I tend to bring my own snacks anyway, but they have stuff for you. But anyway, I still, I'll stay in. And he does come and get me, but that's a different guy that I'm dealing with, because I even asked him, is he here? He doesn't do that. He only does work quick lane. And I'm like, oh, because I was sure about ready to fire that one service guy, but the other guy didn't work. He only worked quick lane. I said, okay, because so, but it was education on both ends. But yeah, but I had just never had a service person give me their personal phone number and want me to text him. I'm like, what is the business line for? You know? Oh, Lord. Then got mad when I called the business line because I didn't have the card in front of me. I had left it in my husband's car when we dropped that car off. So I'm like, I'm not finna go outside. I'm just gonna call the number. They'll put me through. Then he got mad. Like, man, get over it. Get over yourself. You don't tell me what to do. Oh my goodness. Hi, Patricia Priest. And June Hanson, welcome to the chat. Oh boy. I'm trying to figure out, when was Eric live? Because I ended up watching Eric. I take my iPad sometime into the bathroom. I'll take bath and I'll be in there for like an hour. So I sometimes will take my iPad in there. I happened to go in there and Eric was live. He's actually working on a project that I wanted to do. The Tula Butterfly. I was trying to work on it as a group project. It's funny because other people sell her pattern, but when I contacted her to see if I could buy them, because my scrap quilting group wanted to do it, and you know, she wouldn't give me any discount on the pattern. So I was like, well, and it wasn't, I talked with her mom, who is her, I don't know, office manager, whatever her job title is, but she was the one that told me that she wasn't gonna give me a discount, even though I needed to order like 30 of them. So I was like, okay. And then it was funny because she sent me like a couple of emails after I had talked to her, you know, saying, you know, you can place your order at any time. I got, you know, we got them in stock, blah, blah, blah. I didn't even respond. I did not respond at all. Absolutely not. Why? I do have a pattern for myself, but I did not buy them for the rest of the group, and I definitely did not buy it from her. I just bought one pattern. I'm putting clips on here because the clips help it to make a memory. I should have done this before. I should have cut it before I stopped, but I didn't. Because then they could have been sitting in here this whole time. Just don't want my iron to cut off. Oh, this is the one that I wanted to show you all, that I used the scraps from my Happy Place. All of these are scraps. All the Tula ones were scraps from my Happy Place. But I kept the pretty, well, I kept the flying geese scraps. Let's just say that. It's not that it's the prettiest, because I did like some other ones better. But I'm like, ooh, those flying geese are really pretty. So yeah, it's like when I take them out, I take the clips off. It doesn't even move from my memory, but these clips now been on here for a couple weeks. Was it last week? Was my quilt show? So a week. It seems so long ago. It was just last week. So yeah. So then all I do is just press it so it holds the memory. And then, let's see. So I just take some Stitch Witchery and put in here. I used to try to hand sew through all these layers. My hand be hurting so bad. And I'm like, Stitch Witchery is just fine right here, because there's no stitching anywhere around it. So June is asking if I changed my room around or is it my camera. It's my camera. If you can't read my shirt, it's YouTube doing that. I have no way of correcting it. Unless I figure out how to use Streamlabs, and that's something that I do need to do. Claudette says, my sister-in-law went to the dealership to get a new battery for her keys. The young man told her it was $500. I have ordered my batteries and I've taken them out myself. Now, see, it's certain things I will do myself. But that's ridiculous for a battery for your key when a battery is just the cost of a battery. That's like a new key. She gave him a few choice words and she went to Battery Plus and got it for $23. And my batteries, I don't know what the newer cars, my cars are 2019, but I have the remote start and all of that type of stuff. And my battery, I don't know, I probably got like 2 batteries for less than $10, okay? And it's funny because my husband's, after I had mine, my husband has my other remote, and so then his went out, so I gave him the one that I had, but then I ordered more as well because I always want to keep one of those batteries on hand. So that's hilarious, $500, and they just gonna give her a new battery. That's ridiculous. Bye, Diane says she's got to go early. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Oh my goodness. That's ridiculous. And that's why, that's why I check my fuse first, because I could have taken my car in and it cost me $200 for them to tell me that it's a fuse, and then they was going to charge me for the fuse and the installation of such. It's stupid. So, all right, that's one. Let's see how my clips are doing. And see, my clips aren't doing too bad. For something that I just clipped, it's not coming loose too much. But I normally have them sit in here for a few hours, and then I don't have to worry about it moving at all. So I'm gonna just hit it with an iron first. Just to help give it some memory. It's so thick. And then I'm going to let this cool before I touch it this time. Let it cool. Hi, C Joy Creations. Welcome. Do you sew it also or just stitch witchery? I used to just sew it. And now I just use stitch witchery. And I learned that from somebody, like when you double turn bags and then you have to stitch that inside part closed. And it's like, it's inside of the bag, and there's not going to be any stress on it because there's an outer bag around it anyway. And so I go, if that can work for that, it should be able to work for my wallet. So the last like 20 wallets or so, I have just used stitch witchery. It's on the side of the wallet. It's not at a stress point. It folds there, but it doesn't do anything else. And I have not had one come out, and I've been using one to test it. And I use my daughter too as my test person on these wallets, because her, my mother, and my sister ain't even trying to buy a different type of wallet. And they will keep their wallet, have them for 4 years. And then when they pull them little jokers out, and they be looking rough, then I start back the batch of making more for my family. But I started making the Atkinson wallet. That's the wallet that I did. And then I also changed hers too, because I wanted more stabilizer in it. And I used to sew it all on my sewing machine. And then when I saw that Sweet Pea had this design called the striped wallet, then I decided I wanted to do this instead of the Atkinson design, because I just like that it was put together all by the machine, so it's perfect as it can get. Not that mine's look bad. It's just that they got rounded corners. I didn't have to do any of that type of stuff because I don't think that was in Atkinson Designs. And I didn't have to do it myself. I'm up here looking at this corner now, and I don't think it's pulled all the way out. So let me get that. Because we can't have that. I still feel like its part need to come out. This is that little short corner before they leave the opening. That looks better. I poked into these corners. I guess I didn't get them through enough. Because I don't like this one either. So yeah. All right. So next thing I have to do is get a pen. So about 2 1/4, maybe 3/8, between 3/16 or 5/16, something like that. 1/2 inch up. And put a little dot on my pocket for, it's going to be right in the butterfly. I ain't going to be able to see that. Okay, 1/2 inch up. I'll see it on this one. 2 1/2, and then a little more. 2 1/2, then a little more. 2 1/2, and a little more. 1/2 inch right there. All right. I don't think I need this anymore. We shall see. Did I actually put it all up in the box? Alright, we need red set of snaps and an orange set of snaps. Red and orange. That's one. On the other ones, I had an orange fabric. Like on this, I've got 2 pieces of orange. I had a purple down here, so I actually put an orange part up there and a purple part on the bottom. And somebody actually noticed that and thought that was cool. Okay, I gotta find the other piece I need here. Let's see. I need this part, but it's stuck inside of there. So let's just put these up. Close this so we don't spill it. And I will pry it out of here. It's probably why I got this corsage pen over here, because it's a bigger pen. Ugh. It don't want to move. There we go. All right. Lana says, believe it or not, Toyota one is $600 for a battery. Girl, I looked at that man as if he thought I was born yesterday. Girl, $600 for a battery. Good Lord. Her keys was for a Toyota. I guess they really ripping folks off. $23. That's a high markup. That is, I mean, you normally see stuff like marked up 200%, 300%. Let's see, how many percents is that? 25, that's 4. So for every 100, that's 400% markup. And then you take one off for the 25. That's a lot. I don't even want to calculate it. It's ridiculous. The percent of markup. That's like a 1,600% markup. Almost. Or more. Just 1,600 sounds crazy. You think 1,600 is a dollar amount. No, it's a 1,600% markup. It's crazy. The problem was I didn't need a battery. He just thought he could try to sell me one. That is too funny. That's what I said. That's almost the price of a new key. Linda says that's what mechanics do nowadays. They charge you to tell you the problem like you don't know. And then they want to charge you for the actual repair. Right. Because it's like by the time I had done all my own research, I knew from the poor design of the car, and a lot of people online were complaining about it. I knew that it was poor design of the car that was the issue. And I knew what needed to be replaced, but they want to go through like they don't know what's wrong with the horn that's poorly engineered. Because I was going to be on Ford talking about engineering and everything. But since I got a discount, I said I'm not going to bug the folk. Because, you know, just in case I have to walk back up in there for something. But yeah, you got me messed up. And I think too, because when I go in, I think when they look at seniors, especially the older you get, I think the dealerships, it's like scamming on the phone. I think they do that to seniors. But I don't even say nothing. And when, like I said, when he was contacting me after Wednesday, all I had was okay. Because I was going to be on Google. Because I wasn't going to do their how was your service. They can take that down. I was going to be on Google where they have no control. I don't understand what's wrong with them. Why would you even make something that for a battery costs $600 to repair? Why would you even use that? Makes no sense. Oh, Sibarita, thank you. Gave a $10 super chat. Thank you. Yeah, Claudette says, that's right. Seniors and women are always targeted. Yep. And I can't even send my husband because he's not. My husband is very non-confrontational. He will, every once in a while, get really mad and then he'll let him have it. But for the most part, he's non-confrontational. I have to handle all the issues. So whenever it come to my car, I just deal with my car because I don't know what mood he gonna be in. And so I just have to deal with it. But he did continuously come back to check and see what the status of my car was, because part of it was that he was willing to take me back to get it too. You know, they'll send an Uber to pick you up. They'll send somebody to drive your car to you. You just pay your invoice online. So you have choices. And then but see, I'm further away now. They used to would just have one of their people come in like one of those little van shuttle things. But yeah, but I'm a little bit further away. You know, the other dealership used to do that. But yeah, but I've been with them a few years now, at least three, could be more, Because y'all know these years be going fast. Jersey is 3, about to turn 3 in December. And I know that she wasn't born. I've been going to them. So it's been longer than I think. And they just want to act crazy. And I just always wait with my car if I'm just getting oil changes or tire rotations and things like that. Or checkouts. Okay. So I got that part done. Now I'm gonna take my pen, fold it in half, and then we'll mark the inside where this snap is. Put a little mark. I guess I can zip it up now. Push you back. Oh Lord, right in this busy butterfly again. I keep getting in the spot where it's so busy I can't see. Okay. Just have to poke a hole first. Then stick it underneath. Linda goes, "You're right." T says her rent's paid. Thank you. I did mail, your book's been mailed too. I think I told you. How is Kitty Cat doing? He's doing just fine. We were gone all day. He normally eats like 7:30, 8 a.m. and then we feed him again at 3 p.m. Sometimes he come back and get a snack, but we weren't here today at 3. We got home super. I didn't get home till almost like 6, and I hadn't eaten all day. Even though I went to the fashion show, they did have pastries and stuff like that, but I don't eat that time of day because I go to bed so much later, and I didn't want to start my day off with sugar, so I did not eat that. I did get some orange juice just so that I wouldn't sit there and fall asleep. I got the hiccups. I did get like a half of, they had those little small cups and I didn't even fill it up, just got some orange juice. I'm not gonna press this, it'll be fine because it's going into a drawer anyway. It'll be folded and sitting there for a while before I use it. And then I always keep one anyway. I wanted one of the cardinals, but I got this one because it's directional print, so it helps me with the directional print. And then this one I kept because I like it. And in case I get rid of the cardinal one, I'll have it. But I think I want to keep a cardinal for myself. Every once in a while I go to the cardinal game, and they crack me up, the stuff when people have all their personal cardinal gear. The people at the doors, they notice and they go, "Oh, where you get this or where you get that?" Because I had bought my friend some shoes, and she had on her shoes, so they noticed her shoes. And I've done socks, shirts, of course, hats. They ain't never seen this. So I'm going to have to do it, and I'm going to have to flip my wallet out for just one day. And the nice thing about these is that they wash well, too. I like that part because you can wash them, and then it'll be a little wrinkly. You can press it if you want to, but you can just put your stuff right on back in there if you want as well. All right. So just a quick, for those that don't know what these are. So let me just hold it, fold it, so it'll be ready to snap. So this one, I ended up using directional print on this cardinal. So this is the front. It has a seam. I took the fabrics, turned them so that both sides of the wallet would be right sides up. Yes, you're going to see it backwards because of YouTube. It's not my fault. And then it opens up. So there's no pockets on the outside, but I can see how you can make a pocket on the outside if you want to, but it's thick enough for me. I'm not going to add anything else. It does have 2 card pockets here that I put major stuff in. I put normally like any cards that I use frequently, I put those in here. So my credit card, driver's license, the different club cards that you have, I put those in the front. Then the second one, I put like my car insurance thing and medical stuff, pictures, and then I also put some bills in here because when I go places, I don't want, if say I got $200 in cash, I don't want everybody to know I got $200 in cash. So I'll put like $30 or something behind all of the stuff that's already here. So if I go purchase something and I don't want to use a card, then I got money out here. And then in here, I put the rest of my money as well as the coins. And then I also put one of the Find My wallet, you know, you name it, whatever you want, the Find My app. I use that. I put one of those in the pocket as well. And believe it or not, I put this in my back pocket. I sit on it, and my thing still knows where my wallet is, hasn't broken. That's why I started using these, because if you're not writing checks, which I rarely do, then you don't need the full checkbook thing. You just need this, and then it goes right into your pocket. So when I'm shopping, I just try to make sure that I have pockets, and then I can put this in my pocket. And then this other one is a Tula one that I used some scraps. I had some strings, so I used the Tula strings. And then on the back, I had some leftover flying geese from on My Happy Place, so I wanted to spotlight that. And I didn't want to put, this is prettier and should be on the front, but if I did that, I was going to put my tag on it and it would have covered it up. So at least it's not covered and it's pretty on the back. And then on the inside, I just pulled some fabric from the yardage. On this one, it's just using I must have had some leftover pieces of fabric of the butterfly, because I only had normally cut this piece and this piece. This piece was purple. I must have ran out of the purple that I used, and so I used the butterfly because it was extra. So we got the blue there, and then on the inside pocket is another fabric. I think it's like 6 fabrics. So I've got this fabric on the inside. I think this is like the dog with the fire hydrant. I think that's like the fabric this is, with all the florals around it. So that's this wallet. So I made sure when I put this on that I wasn't going to cut off these flying geese, because I piece them a little bit bigger than what I need. And I did not press them in half and fold it like I normally do, but this is just going into storage. I would do that if I was selling it or something. But it'll have a good memory by the time I use it, because baseball season is over. So, and it's been over for St. Louis. They were bad this year. So I'm going to put this back in here. It's always harder to put the biggest piece in last when all the other pieces are at the bottom, because it doesn't want to go to the bottom. And my screensaver came on, so got to deal with that. Get my screen back. Let's see. Kevin the quilter is here. Hey, Kevin. Oh. Lana says very cute wallets. Thank you. Again, the design on the wallets is Sweet Pea embroidery. Sweet Pea embroidery designs. I don't know. But if you just put in Sweet Pea, PEA, striped wallet, it should come up. It's an embroidery design. It's not very expensive either. I thought their prices are very reasonable. Serge your hero. Welcome to the chat. I think that's the first time I've seen your name, unless you've changed your tag name. That's cool. My two 22-year-old kitties died in August. They lived a good life. Sweet memories. Yeah. I know. I don't know how many years now I've had this cat. Probably maybe 3 or 4, because he came when he was really a kitten at first. And I fed him like maybe 3 months, and then he disappeared for like a year. And then he came back because I thought he was already gone, you know. So at least he know where he gonna eat. And it's funny because I came home late today, and he's like a lion when it's like a roar almost. It's not like a meow, like I don't know. I have friends that have cats, and I've just never seen them hiss the way this cat hisses. Like he's truly upset. It is hilarious. Yolanda Risa, welcome to the chat, lady. Kim says, speaking of kitties, the cat distribution system delivered a kitten to my yard on Tuesday. I'm approaching crazy cat lady status rapidly. Oh my God. The funny thing, thinking of that, because I came home, I was already at home. I opened the door to see if Kitty was there for a snack or something. And do you know that this cat was sitting up there with another cat? Now, it must have been a female cat, because he has never let anybody come up on that, on my porch. And it was like, sir, I'm not feeding your woman too. But I ended up giving him his snack. I go, you do whatever you want with it. When I opened the door, that cat skedaddled. But I don't know how far it went, because I didn't go chasing it. I just decided I was just gonna leave it as is. You know, whatever happens, happens. I put the food out. I don't care if 1 or 2 eat it. That's on you. He's gonna be a hungry cat. That's all. It's official. I really didn't want him, but he's so cute. What could I do? That's too funny. Linda says, I don't know. They could live that long. They just slowed down since January. That's what's going on with Paige. She's got so many health issues. They say Shih Tzus don't live that long, but if I'm not mistaken, she's like 16 or 17. And so she's having all the health complications of such. She's over here right now, matter of fact. Mom is watching, said, hi, everyone. Really? So you must be talking to her on the phone. I called her today, too. She didn't answer. Tell her that Steph had a heater, and I wanted to know if she needed an electric heater. I didn't want Steph to toss it. I took it, and I'll keep it, but I'm so hot all the time, I rarely use a heater. But that's what I wanted. I'm not even reading Kevin's comments. He on his own, since he want to act a fool. Linda says she likes the wallet colors. Oh, wow. He came back. That's a blessing. Well, he's been back now for like 2 to 3 years consistently now. Something like that. You know, time flies when it's not something that I documented. It's not like I gave birth to him. So I don't remember now how long I've been feeding him. But I've been buying cat food for a long time now. I'm up here laughing at Lana. That's the one thing about having a husband, something dead in the yard. I'm like, he can go get it because I ain't doing it. I don't deal with creatures alive or dead. I don't like them. I've seen small breeds live to 20. But for some reason, they said Shih Tzus didn't, the average life on them wasn't. But I guess because she been spoiled rotten all her life, she just hanging on. And I'm not wishing anything on Paige, but it's just that she is so old that she just have so many complications that it's almost, it's not close to, she needs to be put to sleep, but she's getting there because she's not having like quality of life. She has arthritis bouts, and she doesn't get the arthritis medicine all the time because then it knocks her out, and then she's not lucid and stuff. So you don't want that either. But they told, the vet advised just giving it to her when it happens. She have food issues that causes diarrhea. So she wants it. Okay, thanks, Ray. But she almost missed out because she don't answer my phone calls. Okay? Let her know. And then she said that Shih Tzus tends to live the longest. So that's not, when we first got her, I mean, I have not looked this up recently, but when we first got her, that's what we were told. So apparently whatever we saw when she was first born is not true because she's still here. So, but yeah. So yeah. All right. Last thing. What time is it? 9:15. I can't escape yet. So the only thing I want to do is I want to put these two halves together. So I can do that. I don't think anything has to match because I just made these blocks up. They shouldn't have to match. If they have a matching line, it would be a miracle. So we can check it real quick. It would be a miracle. Okay, I have to, this is the top. I had on makeup today. I just scratched my nose. I wanted to make sure I didn't have makeup under my nail. I don't, but I had to make sure before I touch my fabric. Okay, so I'll just go through here and see if anything look like it needs to match up, and then we'll make those match if they need to. Just want to get them in their approximate places. Okay. Sandy talking about I fell asleep. Hey, I was wishing for a nap. I wanted to come home and go to sleep so bad. And then I'm like, I'm not doing the live. And then it's like, well, you need to post about the live that you're not going to do. And I was too lazy to do that. So I don't know, about 20 minutes till I made the live so that I could tell you all I wasn't going to be on the live. Terrible. Oh my goodness. But I decided to go ahead and do it because I even told my husband, I don't think I'm doing a live. I did not feel like sewing, but at least I got the wallets done. They can get put up. I need to because all the sewing that I did for my quilt show to get my 4 items that were not completed done. So I kind of got stuff everywhere. Like on the floor, I got different piles of things that I've been working on. And then I also pulled stuff out because I was looking for the fabric for the jacket, which I never found. And I also looked in other parts of my house for that material and have not found it. So it's just put into that special place. And, you know, I have to figure out what I did with it, you know, because that's been a year and a half ago. And that's why I was determined to get this jacket done. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Don't even make any sense. Might be 2 years. Crazy. I didn't even make a label for it because when I find that fabric, I'm going to take the binding off and put the right fabric on it. Just want to make sure when I sew this, because there are no match points that I can see. That's a 1/2 inch away. And I just want to make sure that it's evenly spread and I don't have any puckers or something. Yeah. Carissa says, I heard 15 to 18 years. Okay. So mine is 11 and like a puppy most of the time. Okay, because like I said, this has been a long time ago. And they could have, you know, because I thought that was weird. Because I'm like, I thought too smaller dogs should live longer. But that's not what they said years ago. So it might have changed or must have changed. Because it didn't tell us that. Lana says, just want to say, Miss T, your booth was so nicely put together with your quilts, and I'm so happy for you that you won some ribbons. So thank you. And that's the thing about quilt shows. It's like who has the most people there, or like somebody won. One of the people won a ribbon because it was at their church. 2 people won ribbons, but she just didn't happen. One of them didn't have it in the big bed category. If she did, I wouldn't have even gotten a ribbon, because 2 of the ribbons were for people that were members of that church. And so then those members came to the quilt show, and then they voted for their quilts. Instead of voting for the quilt they like the most. So it's truly viewer's choice, or who knows the most people. So I says it's like a popularity contest. So I don't really pay my quilt guild too much attention, especially if I don't win, because I already know what it is. And when I truly win something, I know that it was true viewer's choice overtook them in a particular, you know, a particular category. But like I said, it was quilts that was more deserving of ribbons than what was actually shown. And that's just my own personal opinion, of course, you know. Oh, Lord. I got this thread wrapped around all kinds of ways up here. We can take this out anyway. I was sewing with orange thread. Because I ran out of the small spools, and so I was using that. I bought those as replacements. Okay, so let's put my regular piecing thread, and I don't know what's in the bobbin. We're gonna find out together. It doesn't really matter. I'm just piecing one seam. The quilt is multiple colors anyway, so it doesn't matter. Now let's pull up, see what bobbin thread we got in here. Oh, it's the neutral. So I must have ran out of orange and said I was just probably sewing, I don't know what, to have orange thread. I was sewing something on wallets. I don't know what that was. Might have been a seam I had to fix or something, because I shouldn't have had to sew over here. A seam that I took out because it was bad or something. Is this thing on? Nope. It is now. I need to change. I keep forgetting. I cleaned this, but I keep forgetting to change the needle. One of these days, it'll get a new needle. It's not like I don't have plenty. So thank you, Lana. I don't know if I said thank you before that, but yeah. I think we woke T up with all the talk about Corey pears and kitties. Yeah. Yeah, I know sometimes I do come out here and y'all do wake me up. I be like, I don't feel like doing this. And then I do get waking up. But I am not like that enchanted. I could go to sleep right now. I need to take some sinus meds. And sinuses are starting to act up. I've been outside all day. I thought I took Flonase at least, but apparently not, because it's supposed to last 24 hours. So I must have forgot it. I know I didn't take Allegra D. I know I wasn't that prolific this morning. You know, when you get up, I had to wake up at 6:30. I should have woke up at 6 because I needed to leave the house by 7, but I had taken a bath while I was watching Eric, so I already had that part done. But you never have enough minutes if you just leave yourself 40 minutes. The doors open at 7:30. I go, well, we're not going to make that. I was planning on leaving at 7, and then it got to 7:15. And I did leave at 7:15, so I didn't have much time to spare before it started, which is just fine, because I tell you all the time, I'm really an introvert. I don't care either, but I'm just not one of those people that just walk up to the average stranger and just start talking to them. I have met a stranger. I'm not one of those people. That's Kevin, who's never met a stranger. And it's not that it's a bad thing. It's just that I'm okay with what's going on over here. I don't need all of that. So, but I did talk to the people that I sat next to. I did talk to those two ladies. But I didn't talk to anybody else. And I only knew like a handful of people that I just met because of the documentary and the organization that put it on. And that's what I meant to tell you, that she's the senior place where I donated stuff. She was the one that coordinated. This was their first annual. It just sounds so weird when you say first annual fashion show. But it was really nice. And they're going to, of course, do it again. It was organized with the intent that if it is a success, then they'll do it again. Well, it looked like it was a success to me. It had over 200 people there. So Macy's sponsored, helped with the, with payment of, they had DJ, they had a singer, 2 singers that sang couple songs. And then who else? What else? Oh, they had food and drinks. So they had pastries. So they spent money to have it, and it was for charity. They were selling tickets. So I don't know what they made, because I'm not in that group. But it was for charity for senior programs. It's for senior scholarships. any senior issue that you have, and they put you as consideration into their next year's budget. They also sponsored the documentary as well. So, because that was Paulette, who's a senior, so they sponsored her. So they sponsor all types of senior activities, senior living, anything that's gonna. The name of the organization is called Second Act. So for women over 50. And then it was another organization there that had donated to this event, and she was doing men breast cancer awareness, because a lot of men don't think that they can get it, and then if they do, they don't have the resources available. So she's done a lot of research on men breast cancer, and so she helps people in the community with that. So yeah, I'm not gonna even try to hold this up, but just say that it's sold in one piece. I keep forgetting that I just have one block that is not sewn. I got the blocks made, but I got it cut. I got 3 blocks made. Did I make it? I sewed it. Okay, so now all of my blocks are done. I can't remember. I probably sewed this block while I was probably sewing on something else, but it's done. This is the block here. So these are my 4 blocks that are for my corner border, but I did not get a chance to cut because when I was at home, I was with Miss Jersey, and she don't be messing around like that. And then this block. So these are my 4 blocks for the corners. So, and I just need to now cut the sides, and I'm going to use, I have not checked it out like opening up, but this is going to be my border print. I got this, I used in a lighter version, but I see a lot of, it's like sea green to me, aqua if you want to call it that. I see a lot of that in this quilt, so I thought that should probably work for a border. See, this is the lighter version of that fabric. It's a little bit darker, so I purposely did not use this anywhere else so that I could use this as a border. I'm probably gonna put a 1-inch border on here before this, so it won't be laying right up against this. I'm gonna find a light fabric and just add a 1-inch finished border all the way around before I put this on, and then this definitely won't be a problem. But I just saw a lot of the aquas and greens, although I have a lot of the pink too. Like I have a lot of bright colors. This is the upside down, y'all. It's not your screen, it's me. But I'm just trying to show you like some of the color. I brighten it up and then I try to dull it back down, because y'all know I can be really bright. So I tried to like dull it down using some blues and greens and purples to kind of tone down the orange, yellow, pink. So yeah, so I have to press that top seam. I'll do that later. And I did not realize that these were done. So I'm technically done with all the paper I need, because the other stuff don't matter. I just need to measure my quilt and cut my borders. So let's see. Kevin says that Kevin's a really nice guy. Bonita talking about, yes, he is. He shares the airline pretzel sometimes. Yeah, because he take them, okay? I'm calling the airline. Zan just says, nice box. I don't know. Those pretzels are good. They're like, a different company sometimes make them, and I've seen that company, but I keep forgetting to buy some to try them. People saying nice blocks, pretty blocks. And Bonita says she put her Africa pieces in a safe spot and don't know where, a safe place, and don't know where it is. And it's so stupid. Like, when I find those pieces, they're going to be in something that absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. And it's funny because I had a whole container that was just this fabric when I was working on the jacket. And then it must have been like the last, when I'm getting close to the end, thinking I'm done, I'm going to finish this jacket within a week or whatever. I must have used the said container, because I see no containers. I've checked all the containers that hold my projects. It's not in there. And I do remember at one point seeing it in a weird spot. And then I can't remember what that weird spot is. I've looked everywhere that I should have projects, and I don't see it. And I've even looked in places where it shouldn't be, and I still don't see it. So it's gonna, now that the jacket is done, it still might not show up right now. It still might take a year for it to show up, because I'm kind of looking for it. So it's gonna show up once I start wearing a jacket and all of that. That's what I think. Those blocks are pretty. Pretty blocks, very pretty blocks. T, your quilt is gorgeous. Miss T, that is really bright and beautiful. And so is her, my happy place. Oh, Miss T is really bright and beautiful. So he's like trying to get his points back. Linda says, so pretty, it makes us happy. Yeah. So thank you, everybody. That was really nice. So is that Lori Holt with Tula Pink fabric quilt? Yep, it is. Unfortunately, well, I'm going to say, let me back up. If I'm looking at Lori Holt's fabric on the boat, it's not for me. I don't have anything that I need to buy. However, one of the girls in the group bought the kit from the Fat Quarter Shop, and her blocks look really pretty. I do like it. I would have never bought those fabrics though. And she's making it with the same fabric, like in the same place for the most part, if she can, unless she don't know. But we have all substituted out a few blocks. She has done the most of the pattern though, because she has the actual kit. So yeah, that's kind of, I probably wouldn't buy the fabric, but then now that I see her quilt top, to me it's one of the prettiest that we have in the group. So I can give her that. Just looking at a line of Lori Holt, it just doesn't move me to buy it. It's just one of those things. But the finish in a quilt and seeing it done is really cute. Kevin the quilter is on point, T. I'm just saying. I don't think so. Houston is next week. Isn't that, ooh, Lord Jesus, time is just flying. That means I need to be trying to make sure I pack some clothes. I think what I'm going to do, I booked my ticket on Southwest before they had the pay for your luggage thing. So I think what I'm going to do is pack my suitcase and then put my suitcase inside of a bigger suitcase, because I can take 2 pieces of free luggage. And then that way, if I buy anything, I got room to bring it back. So I think that's how I'm going to pack. I'm going to pack a suitcase in a suitcase and then check that. And then I'll just have my backpack for the show to put stuff in as I'm doing it. And then when I get back to the hotel, I can unpack the double suitcases and unpack the double suitcases, and then I can just put all the stuff I'm purchasing in the other one, or a mix, because I don't want it to go over the poundage. So I'm hoping I don't buy a lot, but if it's new stuff, I'm gonna try to buy new stuff. Let's do that. And Kevin talk about, well, I guess if someone is needing some help in a booth next time, you'll be there. Don't worry about it. I even got one in the mail today. For next year. I'm like, woo, they early getting their stuff out. It's next May. 2nd and 3rd, I think. I want to say. Maybe 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. It's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can't remember the dates. It just came in the mail like right before the live. You'll be there. Hi, Louis Alford. Thank you, says your quilt is beautiful. Bonita says, taking your machine. No. Not with me flying. Well, if I was, I guess I could hand carry a machine if I'm gonna be checking my luggage. I guess I could. I hadn't even thought about it because, let's see, we're gonna be there Thursday. Wednesday. So Wednesday night is the opening, so we'll be there to go to that. Then Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday I'm leaving kind of midday. I'm not staying Saturday night. See, before we stayed Saturday night and Sunday night and went home on Monday. So I'm not staying as many days. So I didn't think so. Maybe I'll bring some hand stuff, but that's a whole nother issue. It's like, I don't even know where my sashiko stuff is now that I think about it, because I haven't done it in a long time. That would be the perfect thing to take is sashiko. Let's see. I'm trying to now think. I don't even know. Oh, I know why I don't. Well, see, I had the sashiko in my red Yazzie bag. And then I went and bought another Yazzie bag and took the stuff out. And I don't know if I put it into a see-through bag or if I put it in another Yazzie bag. That's why I don't know where the sashiko stuff is right now. I'm going to check the Yazzie bag. I know where the Yazzie bag is. I'll check and see if I really did take it out or if I was dreaming. But I have a feeling, because I don't know where the other thing could be. Like, I don't even know what I put it in. I have a feeling I took it out of the Yazzie bag. Good night, Lana. Are you working the Butler booth? No, but I might have a Butler. I paid admission to get in because I wasn't sure if Butler was going to be there. And I didn't want to impose, although John would basically give me anything that I asked for. But I'm like, it's admission fee. I'll just pay for it. So I actually have paid for my full admission for the entire show, whatever that is on their website. I have purchased that. But I am going to get a Butler badge, because what a Butler badge does for me is that it lets me get in an hour earlier. And then that way I can videotape the show without as many people in the show. And I don't know what day I'm going to do that. I do have some lectures for the most part, so I will be going to those. I don't have any classes because I just didn't want to pack projects and things like that, or toting it back if I did, especially if I buy something else. I just didn't want to tote projects, so I decided not to take any classes where I'm going to be sewing or doing anything. I just basically took some lectures. So and Kevin's telling me that I know I put it in a Yazzie red bag, but I have feeling that when I was off camera at home, that when I got the new Yazzie stuff, I think I split that up because I said, oh, it's a lot in here, hand embroidery and sashiko. And I haven't done any hand embroidery and I haven't done sashiko since I was working. That was 2024 that I went to Hawaii in January. And I was doing it for like 3 months, and then I came across my sashiko, and I haven't done the embroidery now in a long time, so I'm gonna have to relearn all of that. And I'm sure I'll be okay, but it's gonna take me a minute to get those stitches back that I had. I don't know who Remo's talking to, saying, okay, neither am I. I'm assuming she's talking to somebody else up above. And Cindy says, I hope you just enjoy the show. Yeah, from the quilt show, I'm having some issues again with my foot that I thought was fine. So we're gonna figure out all of that. And like I said, if I just need to stop and sit, that's just what I'm gonna do. And that's, if I miss, I can sit down in the lecture, so that won't be a problem. So that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But if I have to just go sit down in the show, I'll just go sit down. And again, I can always go into Butler's booth. And then I probably will know 1 or 2 other people that have booths that I probably can go and sit down if I need to sit down. So yeah, so I'll figure it out. Oh, my screensaver came on again. So yeah, I got excuse me. I got an email from Southwest trying to get me to change my coming back to St. Louis flight. And they're going to give me a $30 voucher to come home like the next day or Monday. It's like, you're not even paying for a hotel. What are you talking about? And it's no money. It's like some kind of points with Southwest. I don't know. I don't really get into points because I barely fly. I mostly drive everywhere I go. But I have been flying that I got points and stuff. But Southwest need to quit. You need to at least give me enough money. And my ticket wasn't a cheap ticket because I don't want to be sitting at the back of the plane. I want a 1 through 15 boarding. So I pay for that. And then you tell me if I voluntarily give up my spot and go to another spot, then I lose all of my stuff. And then what about my luggage fees? I lose everything. You're nuts if you think I'm switching my flight Southwest. Yeah, you're nuts. And Lana, Sandy, that's Sandy saying I worry about you. I'll be okay, girl. I'm going to sit down. The main thing is that I just want to go to the show. That's the main thing. I just want to go. I want to go, and I'm going to go. I didn't go to or didn't book for the North Carolina Modern Quilt Guild show because it's going to be in Atlanta the next year. So not this year, coming up next year. I think it's like 2027. I have to look, guys. So I want to go to that. And so I didn't book for this one because I want to try to support the Quilt Guild there. So, but I'll be okay. I know how to sit down if I need to. And if it gets bad on the way home, I had them jokers have me a wheelchair. If it's really bad when I'm coming home and my feet are hurting, if it hurts really bad at the show, I'll just call the airline and ask them to have a wheelchair for me. But it's so weird. It had been doing fine. And then I had the quilt show where I was doing a lot of things I should not have been doing because there was nobody else there because the people came early. And so it kind of messed it up again. I was doing just fine until then. So yeah. What time is it? We got like 12 minutes. So it wasn't bad. I got pieces, African pieces here. Stick these up there. I haven't been on the backboard in a while. I've been piecing stuff and then I'll just poke it back up on the board in the back. But I haven't like looked at that board to try to consolidate some of the crumb piecing that's on that board back there. Haven't done anything with my exploding star. I hope you all are being more prolific than I am, especially over Kevin, who cut and pieced this thing in like 2-3 weeks. Something, a month, less than a month anyway. Ridiculous. Second, is it second Sunday or third Sunday? We have Zoom. Maybe second Sunday. I can't remember. I gotta look. See what date it is that we're supposed to do the Zoom stuff. We're not doing any new projects. The last project was the final project for the year, just because it's getting around Christmas time. Nobody wants a whole lot of projects to do. And yeah. So T, you're not coming to the QuiltCon in North what? CY. I was hoping to meet you. No, I'm not coming in I don't even know what month it is. February or March? One of those, something like that. It's in the first quarter of the year. I don't remember right now. No, I won't be at that. I'm going to be at the one in Atlanta. I never said I was going to Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't know what CY is. And Kevin talking about it was the expert directions in the pattern, Miss T. It's February. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, it's February. Because I was trying to, the thing is, here it is. I asked also if anybody is going, and nobody says anything to me, so I don't know what's going on. So I don't book. Like, really, nobody said they were going to Houston either. But I decided that I wanted to go to Houston, and so I went on ahead and booked it. And I did not book the other one because nobody ever says that they're going to go. So I did not book that. But I will go to Atlanta because at least that's like an 8-hour drive. I can drive to that. I hate driving in Atlanta. Hate it. Last time I went to Atlanta, I stayed with my friend and she ended up driving me where I needed to go. So yeah, and when they put it back in Atlanta, I'm going to see if I can get a hotel downtown, and then once I get there, I don't have to drive as much unless I'm going to a quilt shop or something. That's the only reason not to stay downtown, is if you want to go quilt shop hopping. Miss Sheila is going to Houston. That's Rima. Yeah, but she didn't tell me that when I was trying to book and organize. I think I found that out like a month or so ago. Good night, June. Yeah, I've been trying. I've been trying a few things, but it's like nobody is wanting to travel. So, and it's some things whereas I'm a loner to a certain extent, I don't like traveling by myself, going to other countries and stuff. So I've been trying to find other people, but either they don't have the money or I have to pay double. And I'm like, I don't want to pay double. I don't eat that much food at any given time. For you to charge me double, like for a cruise, I don't like it. And so I feel like it's highway robbery, especially on the cruises that are 10 days or longer, because you pay more money. And I'm going to pay double for that minus the fees. I don't think it's fair, so I don't want to book. I want to go on a cruise, but I don't want to pay double. And so I won't book it. So I don't know. If it was like $1,000 and then you doubling it up to 1,000, I might pay that. But you got cruises this cruise is like 3,500, and you want me to pay double. That's $7,000 for 10 days. I'm not doing that. It's some people I know, they get suites and they end up paying like $25,000 for a cruise room. And it's like, because they're by themselves. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I can go, but that's not what I want to spend my money on. I don't want to spend my money on twice. And the only reason is because I don't have a person in my room, but you're charging me double for everything, including food, entertainment, blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like it's fair. So yeah, C-Rex says she's been having the same thing. And I'm one of those people, as long as there's something going on the ship, because y'all know I'm a night owl, I will stay out. And then it was like one time I decided, okay, because I couldn't fall asleep and I didn't want to like be reading in the room. And so I was like, I'm just going to stay out here and read. Girl, I was out there. I'm going to tell you, at nighttime, they turn that ship upside down, cleaning them ships and getting everything prepared. There is no quiet spot that you can go read, and you're going to eventually be in their way somewhere, okay? So it was just the weirdest thing. So, yeah. And Steve, I said she's been looking for a partner having the same problems. Yeah. And it's like right now, even my sisters, both of them work. And they can't take, who wants to take, if you only got 2 weeks of vacation a year, you don't want to take it to go on a cruise with somebody and then you don't have any other time off that you can do other stuff. So I fully understand why they can't go, because I could go with my sisters. It wouldn't be a problem. But they're working. They're not, they don't have the same liberties that I have. So I'm a little bit ahead of my time. And I'm older than both of my living sisters. So I'm not at retirement age. So, they're not at retirement age. I'm just retired. Sort of, kind of. I work for Teaquilts. But I retired officially from my real job. But they don't have that luxury. They can't just, up and just take their whole vacation for a cruise. So, and then when you go on a cruise, you need to travel the day before. So if it's a 10-day cruise, so you need the day before, maybe the day after. So that's 12 days. And in that 12 days, you could have all 10 vacation days. Or you can be like 9 vacation days, 8 or 9 vacation days. So that'd be almost all their time. And it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I have to go on shorter cruises for them. And I personally don't like shorter cruises. I look at those as, I don't want to go on another 18-day. I think 10 days is good. I don't want to do another 18-day cruise. But if I was going back to Hawaii, I probably would do it, because I really enjoyed Hawaii. I have to say that. I enjoyed Hawaii. I just got a little seasick after being on there for so long out in that deep water out there. But yeah, for 3 night or 4 night, it just seems like it'd be over so fast before you even get started. So I need at least 7 days to 10-day cruises, and then I want to go somewhere other than the first ports in the Bahamas, like Nassau. I've been there twice. I don't want to do that. And so I'm looking for ships that are going further out, like Grand Turk, something further out. So if I'm going that way, or I would love to do a cruise to Hawaii. I have to fly to Seattle or Vancouver, and then I said Hawaii, Alaska. I would like to go to Alaska. I haven't done that. I would like to see the Northern Lights, but you do that in August. So yeah. So, and my husband has no interest. He doesn't want to be bothered. I took him. He went 2 times to Mexico. I took my mom and my aunt and my husband, and he went 1 time with just me. And he ain't interested in that since COVID. Ever since COVID, he's like stopped a whole lot of stuff. He barely is out in public at all. He's still doing the grocery shopping, doctor's office, gas. That's it. Grocery. Did I say grocery store? Yeah, groceries, gas. That's about it. He's just not hanging out. He'll go to the hardware store if he needs something from the hardware store. But he's just not into that. So, all right, guys. It's almost time for us to go. Oh, that's a reminder for Sew and Chat. Well, I'm doing that. Okay. So I'm going to end this live. You all have a great week. I will see you all Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for 1 hour chat. At this point in my life, I don't know what I'm doing. We're also working, supposed to be, I haven't done a thing. We're also working on the Civil War sampler. But you can make it in any fabrics you want. I don't have any Civil War fabrics. Oh, Lord, they got a lot of templates in here in the back. You hear me? They got like drunkard's path shapes in here. Yeah. I'm going to have to be like Dear Jane. I think I'm going to have to be like doing some modifications or not doing any applique again. I don't even know how many books are in here. I wonder if there's a chart in here. Maybe if they don't, I'm going to look online to see if somebody has created a chart. But let me look and see if the table of contents. Yeah. So I can make a copy of the table of contents. And then I can circle ones that are all piece because I'm not doing any applique. And then highlight them if I make one. You hear me? If I make one. It's terrible. I keep saying I just probably need to pull 1 block, make it 32 inches square, finish my quilt, and be done. They said we can make as many blocks as we like, and I choose 1. So yeah, so I got to do this. Well, supposedly. I got all these books here of things that I'm supposed to be doing and working on. I got the Flower Form Sampler. We got Lori Holt's other book. It's not in here. I don't know where that book is. Hold on. This is Shelley Cavanagh. And then we got the Lori Holt book we supposed to be working on. It's like all of these projects, I don't have time. So yeah. So I have no idea what's going on. So I will come back on Wednesday, have no idea what I'm going to be doing. We could just be chatting. And I will see you all then. You all stay blessed. Be safe, everyone, and quilt out.